We're going live, Tash.
We're going live.
We are live.
We are live. Hello, world.
Good evening, guys. We're just about to commentate the round of 16 match between these two humans, Orlett Bullock and GrahamH. I don't know too much about GrahamH, even though he is English. I don't bump into him at too many tournaments. So, I mean, I don't know him at all well. All I know a bit about, partly because we've talked quite a lot, I happen to have played him for 2 tournaments in a row, and we talk a bit because he's normally on Ryan. So yeah. This is Orlett's handle, and this is Graham's handle. Obviously, Orlett wouldn't be called GrahamH. I mean, that's just completely wrong, isn't it?
So, no.
No, I don't think so. Sorry, just need to reply on the Facebook. Tash, you discuss the first handle while I reply.
The first what?
The first.
You said handle.
Sorry, rack.
Well, he changed 4 from a brief glance at that rack. I didn't like it personally because 2 U's is not good in my books. And Graham has a lot of vowels, so he changed.
Well, he has a balance. Well, okay, sorry.
He had a lot of vowels.
Yes. I'm looking at the wrong colour now. So, Orlett has picked up an X. I believe he did not have that on his first rack when I was busy typing to Facebook. So he'll really look to want to maximise his X. I'm not entirely sure he can maximise his X. He'd have to begin or end a word with an X, you know. And I just don't think that is going to happen. So, no, well, it is going to happen, actually, if he sees the word Zoanna. Did you know that, Tash?
No.
Well, there we go, Zoanna.
Have you got the board up on the Twitch thing?
Yeah.
You don't want to repeat of last night?
Yeah, I've got the board up. Look,
good.
I can even scribble on it and stuff.
Just checking.
So, Orlett plays Axon for 22. Axon would have been my play if I had not seen Zoanna. So all words beginning with X is pronounced like a Z, except for X-ray, which is the exception to that rule.
Ray.
Axon also takes a T in front for taxon. So whether the positioning of Axon was deliberate by Orlett or not, we won't know at this stage. Immediately I see the word Avengers.
Avengers.
Right. Boom! I'm thinking superheroes. And
stuff.
You can have Avengers as well. That was a cough, by the way. Avengers also makes engraves. So Graham does play Avengers for 83, but of course the positioning of Avengers, if Orlett has an A, which he does,
not great.
He'll probably just take the opening up. The problem is there's no 7 here, and there were a couple of 8s. Like that one. Oh, we're so psychic, aren't we? Canteals, I don't know.
Something like that.
So, Graham's next rack is a bit poop.
That's a lot of duplicates. I mean, 2 Y's and 2 P's, it's not great.
Well, here's a word with 2 Y's and 2 P's, Tash. Yuppie. And yuppie would play Love Lily. I love the word
Love Lily again.
Love Lily here. Yuppie. That would be the play. So, if he could take the S, that would be pretty good with a word like syrupy. To be like syrup when I can type. That would score 42. That would be pretty decent, pretty nice. So, obviously he's only got the 1 vowel at this point, and he knows he's going to have to play the vowel to at least score something decent. And there's also a question of, because it's his only vowel, he knows he's going to have to play more. He's going to have to play 4 or more tiles. So Graham does see the word yuppie, probably because it's quite yuppie in England. I'm not quite sure.
I don't know. I was looking at this move.
So all it plays the word Ghazi. I don't know what a Ghazi is.
I'll look it up.
Tash will look it up.
On Google.
On Google. She's gonna be wonderful on Google. And he maximises the Avengers hook. And now Graham's looking at the horrible jinx of drawing a Q after picking a U.
A Ghazi. Often as an honorific title, a Muslim fighter against non-Muslims.
So Graham plays chins, I believe that's pronounced, for 39. The game's still virtually level after 3 turns each. Both players have had a bonus so far.
They're not doing too good with the vowels.
Well, at least we know there'll be vowels towards the end of the game, which is a start. So, as my sister alluded to, Orlutz only has 1 vowel as well.
Yes.
And he's going to look to get rid of 4 tiles as well. Like, 4 tiles isn't usually what is a good number to get rid of, at least. Because if you play 3 tiles, then you're leaving 4 vowels, and that doesn't always give you the possibility to draw the vowels that you need.
Yep.
I mean, 4 consonants left on your rack. I think I might have said vowels by mistake.
Yeah,
I'm thinking of vowels too much. I don't think I love vowels.
Vowels are more useful than consonants.
There is a 6-letter word on all its rack, however. It's the word shrewd. So, I mean, I don't think that goes down anywhere from my limited looking at the board without any glasses on. But I'm pretty sure
it does, but
it does, but it'd be rubbish.
It'd be stupid.
At this point, I'd sort of be looking at the Y, because Ys are normally really good to play around. So, so any word that plays like 3 or 4 tiles, maybe, around the Y would be a good shout for points. So something like Herbie, or maybe even Herb across it. It depends what sort of player you are. I don't like opening 9 timers out, but then we are barely halfway through the game. So,
and the H in that position, it depends. Well,
everything depends, to be honest. It's not like you can predict whether your opponent sat there with both blanks or not. But I personally prefer to play a lot tighter and not give my opponent any of these opportunities. So I tend to sacrifice a handful of points to just keep it slightly more defensive, because I have more control over the board, and also I just want to see this bonus line blocked. Sky.
Yeah, obviously.
Yeah, so that's the bonus line. That's a 7 bonus line. But there's also 8s through the O, possibly through the N. L, E, and even this E. And before you start, Tash, yes, I will not draw a snake again.
I was actually thinking about it.
Right, snakey way.
I thought you said you wouldn't draw it.
That's not a snake. That's like a peanut with
it's like the moon.
With a chromosome or something.
A bad moon or something.
I love this question. Look at what's just been asked. When did Cade become a Saupods word?
Wow.
I believe this was before I started playing in 2004. Do you reckon I should reply to that? And
yeah.
Say, right. While I do my helper duties and try to answer a question, Tash will describe what all it has played, and
Hune has been played, blocking the E, both E's and the L of Canteles. If I pronounce, yeah, if I pronounce that right. Yeah, it's a fairly decent score. It's the same score as Herb would have scored on the other side of the board. Yeah.
Sorry, I was completely blanking you, but
I don't know if I'm very good at this, but yeah.
So we know that Graham's got the really awful VU and W combination. It's just grown.
Are there any words with VU and W?
There's Vrow for a start. VR.
Oh yeah.
OUW.
Well, let me find my Qwizical.
Well, there's no 7s and no 8s, unsurprisingly. But what Graham would definitely look to do here is split them up. Tash is looking at the... Why don't you just put the at sign?
I know, I was getting there, but...
She's just looking at the shorter words first, like words like huswives.
What's a huswife?
It's like a husband that acts like a wife.
Are you being serious?
Of course I'm being serious. Since when have I ever not been serious? Wink, wink.
Do you really want me to answer that?
No.
Okay.
So Graham plays Virtue for 25. So he does.
Can you add it like that?
Yeah, you can spell it like that. See, she's learning words by doing this. So
I know it with the I.
Yeah, you can do that as well. So he leaves W and S on his rack, which is making the best of a bad situation. My sister is going to be right back. She probably needs the bog or something, so... Needs the bog or something. She said she doesn't.
Well, would I really be back now if I needed to pee?
No.
Exactly.
Okay, so all it does have a bonus on his rack. The word is busted. You know, the word that binds with custard and mustard. Busted.
I've never heard of it. Is it like a bus? Oh, you want me to search the definition as to this word as well? I will do that.
And I've just been sent a tale saying, so you are 17 years old.
No, I am. That's me.
Yes, but unfortunately this is me. This is Qwizical. And Qwizical is still 19 years old.
Right.
And I've got no idea who this person is, so this is really funny. It's always
Where
really
did you get 17 from?
I don't know.
Busted.
You were looking up busted.
Oh, it's actually a Google search. Bustard. A large, heavily built, swift-running bird found in open country in the Old World. The males of most bustards have a spectacular courtship display.
It's talking about love, girl.
Yeah.
So, all it plays dub for 26. Dub. He leaves rats on his rack.
That's quite good.
Rats are never good, but the letters are good.
Star's better.
So, Graham has now decided that he's going to draw another U to go with his W.
Love.
And he's drawn the J as well. So he's sort of...
Did he have the blank before?
Yeah, he had the blank. So he's sort of hampering his own chances at bonusing here.
What do you think about playing Jew at the top with GU?
So my sister's suggesting this move here of Jew. Yeah, I'm trying to think of how you pronounce it in French. Le jeu. Yeah.
I'm not sure.
Yeah. So she's suggesting that for 29, which is what Graham plays. Give yourself a tap on the back, Tash.
I was going to give myself a clap, but okay.
Yeah, air clap. Air clap. So, keeping with the Orlet theme as it is, he's got the word fart on his rack.
Lovely.
He's going to be so proud of that. He's got no 7s. He has 5 8s. I don't think any of them play. Oh no, one of them plays. There's seafront through the E. We've been to a couple of seafronts in our time, haven't we, Tash?
Yeah, I went to one this year actually.
Oh, I don't think I've been to one this year.
What, did you go on a field trip?
Yeah, but to the Peak District, and I got pretty wet.
Oh, it's a Minehead.
And she's not talking about her head. She's talking about a place in England called Minehead.
Yeah.
It's not like a pronoun head. It's like,
Somerset.
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 Somerset. That's how
Actually, I went
people
to
from
two
Somerset talk.
seafronts.
She went to seafront.
Yeah, I went 2 seafronts down there.
If you're wondering, we're both from London. Obviously, we can't do Somerset accents. At least
I'm not even gonna try.
I think mine's pretty good though, because I can pretend I'm from Somerset.
Okay.
That probably sounds so weird. So all it does, Miss Seafront, he'll know the word. I mean, he knows the word like that K word that Tash and I are just struggling to pronounce. So if he knows that word, he'll know about seafront. I'm sure they have lots of seafronts in St Vincent and the Grenadines. I'm sure they
nice ones too. Yeah, not horrible British ones.
No, and it probably doesn't rain as much either.
Yeah.
So Graham's now finally ditched the clunkiness of the JUWVU combination. He's got a couple of 7s in do it, twilted, twisted, and twitted. Though none of them go down because of that useless Vietnamese coin.
Oh, wait, what's the Vietnamese coin?
XU. I believe that's a Vietnamese coin anyway.
What's through the E?
Through the E, you've got stuff like de-witted and witted.
But only de-witted.
But only de-witted fits.
What about maybe the D if it's in the right place? Or the V maybe? It depends. De-witted.
Well, the D, it's just de-witted. With the V, I don't expect anything because it's W and V together. The only other likelihood is an N unwitted. So unwitted would be pretty good if de-witted wasn't spotted, because unwitted gets 67. De-witted gets 76.
But then de-witted opens the 9-timer. You don't like doing that?
Well, I don't like doing that, but it's a bonus, isn't it? Sometimes you're going to take the bonus over the 9-timer, unless you can safely predict that your opponent's going to 9-timer off your bonus. You know, don't do it. I've known of a game where my opponent I actually know of 2 games. One was a couple of years ago. One actually happened yesterday at the tournament we were at. Somebody played a bonus, opened up a 9-timer, their opponent went out with the 9-timer and won. So you've always got to check that, because sometimes a bonus is not the right play. It's very rare for it to not be, but sometimes it can be.
It's like when I 9-timed off my opponent's bonus.
So Graham does play de-witted for 76.
Oh, I've seen a bonus here. It's really common.
Rations and annoyance. Yeah. Well, I expect Orlet to play Diatrons here.
Is that the only one with a D, or?
Well, it's the only one that fits with the D. There's Diatrons and Intrados. And if there was a 4-timer through the I, or double, that he'd probably play that, but no, Diatrons is a lot better. So Graham's decided he's going to find the vowels now, because they're vowels, aren't they?
Yeah, they're all coming out now.
Yes. Got E, I, E, O, O.
Okay. I have to ask a question. How do you spell Louis? Because that kept coming up in my brain yesterday.
You can spell it L-O-O-I-E, L-O-U-I-E, and L-O-O-E-Y.
What was the last one?
L-O-O-E-Y.
Alright. Because I kept thinking of Louis, as in like Louis Walsh.
Oh, yes.
And I didn't know if that was actually a word, or if it was just his name.
Well, you could also have this Louis, L-O-U-I-S. Like the kings of France, all those 14 Louis, or however many Louis there were.
So Graham could play Louis somewhere.
Or
something better,
Yeah, he's also got words like dooley. Dooley IE or dooley EE. That sounded really dooley EE.
Doolally.
Are you describing me there, Tash?
Maybe.
Tash means yes. Yeah. So what he could do is play really open with something like dooley, if he wanted. He is behind by 44 points.
So that's probably not a good idea.
So he plays Louis.
Does it take an S? Or anything on the end?
Yeah, it takes an S.
Oh.
So maybe that was deliberate, but because he doesn't want to open the triple line. But that's going to get Orlet pretty worried that Graham does actually have the S and possibly a really good bonus rack.
Or the blank or something.
Yeah. So, Orlet is definitely going to look to block that, hopefully, if all goes to plan. Unfortunately, there's no floating F or Z on the board. They're like two of the most unlikeliest floaters you'll ever see on the board. But it has happened. There's Alizarin. Sounds like a drug. Are you on that?
No.
No, she's not on Alizarin. And there's
I'll search
Hilarion.
We'll find out what Alizarin is.
So obviously neither go down. So Orlet will be looking to play something above Louis.
Okay, guys. Alizarin, a red pigment present in madder root, used in dyeing.
That's the kind. That's not the death one.
That's the like colour dye.
Like I do with my hair.
Yeah, that kind of stuff.
We do not promote death in any circumstance.
Oh, it's a red. It's like a.
Yeah, it did say red.
Did it?
Yeah, it did.
My bad.
So Orlet plays airline for 16 to basically cut out the Louis S hook.
Well, there's the F.
Because it's really hard to play parallels. Do you know what airline takes in front, Tash?
H or H.
H.
I know it takes in the end. R.
R.
And S.
So sorry, that's me scratching the rug. This is Tash's rug.
Such a nice rug.
It's a lovely purple rug. So Graham here he's still 45 points behind, and the chances are less and less of him actually drawing that blank now. What he's got to do is make sure he leaves the floaters open. It'd be a really bad idea if he starts closing the floaters, because all it will basically be like, oh, he's closing the floaters, I'll just do that as well. Because just because the fewer floaters there are, the harder it is to score, blah blah blah. And also, Orlet's last play of airline gives him 6 new tiles. That's a very high chance of drawing the blank now. He's got 6 shots on the blank or the S. So obviously, it's a good reason to play a lot of tiles, especially near the end of the game if there's a certain tile that you want to draw. But you've always got to weigh up the choices between playing loads of tiles, because that normally doesn't get very many points, and playing fewer tiles for possibly more points but less of a chance to draw stuff. You just have to balance turnover with score, with lead, with everything.
And then your brain gets really confused.
Well, ours do anyway.
There's too much to think about.
So I would think that Graham would want to keep the E here, but at the same time he'd want to take out this triple just because it's just so easy to score at. The thing is, he's got B, C, D, E, F, G. All he was missing was the A there. He plays Fado, but he leaves B, E, C, G.
Oh.
And Orlet's played a wonderful word, Matadora. It's like a female matador, probably.
Are you sure?
Well, I don't know. It's Spanish, and we do French, don't we?
Yeah. Oh, Google hasn't got one. Not immediately.
Yeah, it says female matador there.
Oh.
So,
okay then.
So it's a female matador. So Graham now basically needs a bonus.
Doesn't look like he's gonna get one from where I'm sitting.
Well, he's got brocage. It's where you kidnap bronies and bros from, a brocage.
You should really stop giving false definitions.
But it's fun when you give false definitions. If there was a floating N, there's bon grace. It's like good grace. There's brocages and brockage, which sounds like you're being Brock out of Pokemon, which is basically falling in love with Nurse Joy over and over and over again, and Officer Jenny, and any girl you see.
Brocage. The wages or commissions of a broker, his occupation, is also sometimes called a brocage.
Okay.
I don't even know.
Do you want to define bocage as well? Because that's also possible.
Bocage is a Norman word which has entered both the French and English languages. It may refer to a small forest, a decorative element of leaves, a terrain of mixed woodland and pasture, or a type of rubble work, comparable with the English use of rustic in relation to garden ornamentation.
Lots of big words there, none of which we want to do at 25 minutes past 11.
Yep.
But we do
none of which I actually care
do
about.
have 3 viewers, Tash, and you probably send them all to sleep. Every single one of them.
Well, they might want to know definitions.
They might.
Let me know if you want to know definitions.
Just give us like a
hint or something.
Yeah, we don't see the Twitch chat, so if you want to give us like a thumbs up, like come on ISC,
or if I'm just boring you, I can go to bed, but then Jess will stay here anyway because it's my room.
Yeah. So Graham plays Bog for 21, leaving the floaters open, but Orlet picked the blank and plays Cosmines for 62. Now that sounds like a space word, like cosmic.
You're not typing this.
I know, this isn't typing very well. I'm typing like sideways. Graham challenges it, doesn't he, Tash?
Yes. And it is a word. So 5-point penalty there.
So now Graham knows that the game is basically lost unless he can somehow score 126 points to win. Sorry, 116 points to win. Sorry, I can't math.
Don't worry.
I can't
It's
math.
25 past 11.
And I might be getting hungry because I see treacle.
Oh.
Treacle.
I was like, what are you talking about? We ain't got any treacle in this house. Probably. There's definitely no treacle in my room.
Are you sure about that?
I hope.
Do you want me to change that fact?
No.
So, because there's nowhere to put your treacle, we just expect this game to be sort of played out.
Just with whatever the players want to play.
Like that. So, Orlet wins the game 491 to Graham's 382. So, Tash.
Yeah.
How do you think the first game went?
Yuppie.
She doesn't think it went. You know yuppie is to do with like... Why don't you define yuppie?
God.
Because then you might learn something. You might learn what a yuppie is. It's not good.
It's not good. Is it not good? Did I just define it as yuppie and then... Oh, apparently you can have it IE?
Yep, that's the normal definition.
A well-paid, young middle-class professional who works in a city job and has a luxurious lifestyle.
Basically, a posh-git. That's what we'd call them in London.
That's what you'd call them.
Posh-git over there.
That's what you'd call them.
We're probably keeping the parents awake. Sorry, Dad. Sorry,
I think
Mum.
he's downstairs.
Oh, good. He's probably asleep.
No, because he hasn't come up and said hi to us. So
that's true.
Yeah.
So
anyways, have you set your notification on?
Yeah, my notification's on.
Okay.
Well, they haven't started yet.
Okay. Just checking.
So Orla actually got 4 bonuses in this game, and Graham got 2. So that partly explains why Orla managed to win by 109 points. Though you must remember, bonuses do not always mean victories. I have won games where my opponent's got 3 bonuses to my none, and I've still managed to eke out a victory. It's basically because there are some players out there that go fishing a lot. I happen to be playing a guy called Philip Nelcon. Yeah, a lot of players have heard of him. So he got 3 bonuses. It wasn't like he was playing rubbish low scoring point moves, and I was just scoring and scoring and scoring and scoring and scoring. And then just even after his bonuses, he was still only like 30, 40 points ahead maybe. So it's not like bonuses are the end of the world. It just makes it harder for you to win. See it as a challenge where you can like...
Sometimes when my opponent bonuses, like, at first I panic.
Oh, here they go.
Like, at first I panic, but then I actually take a look at the scores and I realise I'm not that far behind.
Oh, look, we've got 5 viewers now.
Hello, 5 viewers.
We love you all. Kissy, kissy, kissy.
Hope you're having a great evening, night, morning, afternoon.
So it's Graham start this game, and he plays Clank.
Clank.
Have you ever clanked?
Probably not.
I would only clank if I was wearing metal.
Oh, that's true.
Yes.
I was like, what's a clank?
And I don't clank, unfortunately. No 7s, no 8s. Words that are Britishly spelt, like feeted. Like a fetus.
That's F-O-E-T-I-D.
Obviously, the American spelling F-E-T-I-D. Yeah, we like using extra letters. It's more useful for Scrabble when you can use extra letters. Because it means like words have front hooks and stuff.
Or you can spell them in various ways.
And then you could bonus with them a bit better as well sometimes. So, all it would actually be looking for a double-double at this point. You know, he'd just be eliminating if there was a double-double. There isn't a double-double. So, hopefully he can just eliminate that from his rather limited thinking. Considering what he does think about, you know, it is kind of limited.
Okay.
I had to inform Tash earlier what all it's been up to in the past times I've commentated him. And because she's officially underage, she's only
by like half a year.
She's only 17. We can't let her see half of what all it does.
By like half a year.
So poor girl I'll have to cover her eyes.
Poor girl.
If all
You're a poor girl.
If all it starts putting his whatnots on the board again, I'm gonna have to cover her eyes.
We had a fart in the last game.
But it wasn't played. You didn't see a fart.
But you did.
So all it plays the word phone, leaving D-E-I-T on his rack. Foam takes a Y for foamy.
Of course.
So, he might be hoping that Graham can't get an easy 30 points there with a Y.
More like 40, kind of.
Well, 30 or 40. There's no 7 here. What
do you mean there's no 7 here?
This is one of those racks where you learn it doesn't make anything.
Oh. Could have fooled me.
So, I'd be sort of expecting Graham to know the word centroid. Would probably just mean something that's central.
Or something to do with 100.
Yeah, that's also true. Something to do with the number 100.
The number 100?
The number 100, yeah.
100?
The number 100.
Who knows?
Ah, you just say 100. You don't have to say the
100.
100, innit?
100.
Yeah, it's got no H at the beginning. Cockneys don't say the H's at the beginning of words. That's why we say H correctly and not H. If you get what I mean.
Don't patronise me.
I'm not patronising
you. You are, because I say H. Or H.
Well, you say H.
I don't even know what I say anymore.
Wrong. The French say ash, so they don't pronounce the H at the beginning of ash either.
So he plays centroid.
For 86. And all it probably has the perfect one on his rack to describe me, and that is dits. And also doziest. That's probably best describing me as well. So all it does play doziest because it probably is the best move, because if there was a bonus it probably wouldn't score much more than doziest. There isn't an 8. It wasn't a 7 anyway, but doziest scores 58, gets loads of points, and it's making my throat really dry. And I'm just about to sneeze.
Well, don't.
I'm not sneezing.
Okay, good.
No 7s and no 8s here.
He's got an alien on his rack.
Should we go ask Dad to kill it?
Yeah. I don't think he looks very friendly.
No, aliens.
Oh, he's got that Loney word.
Yep, Loney, L-O-A-N-E-E. That was new to CSW12. Way back when we introduced CSW12.
That's actually a word I remember.
She remembers a word.
Yeah, it's quite impressive actually.
I kind of expect Graham to see the double-double here through the T of elation. Hopefully that will
You
make...
mean the T of centroid to make elation?
The T of centroid to make elation. But there's also leonine here.
That's
for
quite
39.
nice. That's really
leonine
nice.
would look a lot nicer than elation. Elation only gets 28 compared to leonine's 39.
And you're kind of blocking the T.
And you're also getting rid of the Y hook. The Y hook of phony. Clank still takes a Y.
It does?
Yeah, you can have clank here and stuff. So there's clank. And then if we amazingly look at pattern and then put 3 dots after it, there's clang here and clanking. So Graham's decided he'd much rather go fishing, because you know what fishing is.
Fishing is
a one
fun.
Both Tash
quite stressful, actually.
Both Tash and I have had bad experiences with fishing. We don't like fishing anymore. So
I fished once and then I picked up the cue and I was like, what was the point in that?
So all it sort of takes out that opening. Well, he doesn't really take it out. He makes it a bit more difficult and at the same time blocks the clanky clanks hook. With Val for 29. He gets rid of also the clunk on his rack. He leaves MST blank. So that's good for him. There are no 7s on this rack, but there are a couple of 8s. There's biennial, bilinear, which goes down here. Bilinear, which he plays. And there was also inviable.
Oh, do you think there could be a 9-timer?
There could be a 9-timer here, Tash.
He's got a master and a blank.
So the B has to be in what position?
The 5th.
Well, unfortunately, like most 9-timers, all it is 1 letter position off. If he could play the word backwards, he'd have a 9-timer.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, he can't play the word backwards.
This isn't Trickster.
We're not playing Scrabble Trickster.
Is it even called
bummer. Yeah, it's called Scrabble Trickster. The word would be Lambert's, which is basically...
I would... Like, can I just say...
Yes.
I would... Looking at this, I see Master immediately. I play Master with the D.
That is, unless you can get the M on this... Sorry, this square here.
Yeah, well...
And the reason I've just swapped the E's around is because the E is much better here, because if someone does play parallel, it's 1 less point. You can't actually get the M on that square, so
that's good.
It's good for you. There's words like stromed, streamed, stramped, misrated, and mastered that go all the way to the triple. Also, we've got to consider whether there's a double onto the N. There's raftsmen, and storemen, and trashmen.
Storeman. You said storemen.
Storeman. Sorry. Tash is here to correct me. Good girl.
Yep.
Trashmen and truesmen.
No, I'm here to correct you and make jokes.
So, something like mastered would get 83. Something like storeman would get 86.
So that's kind of blowing it a bit open, would you say?
Well, it's not really blowing it open.
Well, not blowing it,
but
but
it does leave the board a lot more open than playing mastered would leave. Also, all it has to consider whether the extra 3 points for playing storeman or any of the other doubles ending in N is actually worth the extra 3 points just to take out the triple of the B.
And the 9-timer.
Kind of. All it is behind by 102 points, so he will want to keep the board slightly more open. The bonus, so the double bonus would put him 16 points behind. So playing masters would put him 19 points behind. So he'd be well within touching distance either way. He's just got to think about what you want. He might also be thinking about the T. A centroid, trying to get something around there. While Tash casually looks over at my screen to see if there is anything that fits. And I'm looking as well. I don't think there is.
It's quite hard.
It is quite hard, yeah. It can be really hard to play the sort of parallels like that. I mean, it's the... You know, you've really got to know every word to try and do that, and just be glad there isn't one. But there is a fun word, martexts, here, M-A-R-T-E-X-T-S. I wonder if that's when your mum texts you. That's a martext. Tasha's like sighing now because she has to look up the word to give you the correct definition, because of course it's not when your mum texts you. I'm confused. Tash,
I don't know if there is a definition.
so scroll up again. So what the wonderful searching engine Google is telling us is that martext means 10 words that used to mean something different. For example, yes, irregardless is a word. Why shouldn't you use it?
That makes no sense.
Yeah, we'll just leave that to our English teachers. We don't take English. We don't like English so much.
Not that we don't like words, because I like words. Well, we play Scrabble, so.
Yeah.
Yeah, but just
the way it's taught in this country is
English,
pretty dull. Like you're forced to read books, and that takes.
Hey!
And you're forced to read books and then analyse them afterwards, and that completely destroys the whole idea behind the book.
Oh.
So, all it finds the word truesmen after many minutes of thinking hard.
But is that actually a word?
Yeah.
Was that on the thing?
That was on the thing, yeah. By things she means is well, yeah. And all it also makes Graham challenge. So he draws a 5-point penalty.
Which is good for him.
Good for him, because it also puts him 11 points behind instead of 16.
Ooh. Getting close.
I bet our parents think we're doing something absolutely funny right now.
But they're just like, why can't they shut up?
Yes. There were no bonuses on Graham's last rack. He plays Glide for a measly 22. I say measly, 22's good.
Oh, it's getting excited now.
But, Orlet has quickly plonked down X-Ray for 62. Because, you know, he's finally found a word that begins with X.
Yay.
Boom, and that's part of the NATO phonetic alphabet. That's why the words are valid. Like Juliet, November, and X-Ray all got added to the dictionary, and they're all part of the NATO phonetic alphabet. I'm not sure how far I could go in the NATO phonetic alphabet.
I think I could do it all.
Do you want to go?
No, because that'll take too long. Maybe.
Probably not.
And I don't think
it's
relevant.
Guys. If you want to Google it,
yeah.
You know, you're welcome to Google it and learn the NATO phonetic alphabet.
Which is helpful in declaring blanks in real life Scrabble.
And helpful when you're in a taxi trying to tell the taxi driver your postcode. Yes, I managed to do that while slightly tipsy. I was like...
You did? What?
Yes. I was telling him my postcode, and it's like, my postcode is Bravo 15, blah, blah, blah.
Blah, blah, blah.
I'm not saying the rest of it, because if you guys Google B15 in the UK, you'll find out it's Edgbaston. That's it. You're not getting any closer to where I might live when I'm in Birmingham. So, Graham has got the Q and the U, while we completely distract ourselves from whatever's happening in his life.
Yeah.
He's gonna be looking to maximise the Q and the U actually being together for a change. That's not really possible on this board. He really needs an A to make that happen. You know, then he could have something like quinoa. I think we learned how to pronounce that earlier because of a TV advert. Quinoa.
For some rice, I think
it's basically how we pronounce quinoa, but apparently it's pronounced quinoa. And we were like, what the hell?
No, you were like, what the hell? And then you were like, Tash, we've been pronouncing it wrong
the whole time. It's a bit like that one time I said poutine instead of poutine. I apologise to all Canadians I offended in that.
I pronounce words wrong so much.
Yeah, those Canadians will be so upset at me that I've mispronounced their poutine.
You guys can laugh at me about this, but like, someone played apply against me and I read it as apply and I was like, what the hell is that? And then I realised it was apply and I was like, oh
means to be more apple.
Yeah, that really happened.
I honestly can't see much here for Graham in terms of scoring and maximising the Q. That's why we're talking about other things, because sometimes, you know, sometimes I feel like when I observe games, I don't really have to think too hard. If I can't find something, I'm like, I'm just glad I'm not having to play this game.
What about if you played like quad on top of true none?
So Tash is suggesting quad here. That would be pretty good. I actually hadn't seen that. But then I was talking about my childhood.
Quinoa.
Yes, and what happened earlier today while we were watching TV. So Quad would definitely be a good move here for Graham. That would put him 6 points ahead. And it leaves him a relatively balanced rack, and I just think that does what he would like it to do. Not sure what he really wants it to do, it's up to him. But one of the Ys has already gone. We've neglected to mention that, so one of the phony Ys has gone.
I thought you said phony, not phony.
Phony
like
Y.
a phony Y. It's like, why is the Y a phony?
It was a Greek E.
Okay. By the way, who won the first game? I forgot. I'm sorry.
All at won the first game, Tash. No. All at won the first game.
Alright.
So, Graham does indeed play Quad. He must have heard Natasha because she's such a loudmouth.
Sorry. Should I be apologising?
No.
Okay.
There are no 7s here for Orlet, but he does have 2 8s. There's After Sun, which is probably when you spend too much time in the sun. Which he probably has a lot of in St. Vincent and the Grenadines, to be honest.
And we do not have a lot of that here.
No. No. Like, even when it's sunny, it's pretty windy as well, and it's a bit crap.
I think, I don't...
Like, it was raining yesterday. It's June, and it was raining heavily yesterday. Tash wanted to go out and dance. You never want to dance in British rain. No. I've danced in Malaysian rain. It's, like, wonderful.
Can I just say...
The other bonus is flaunter, by the way.
We've completely neglected the A vowel hook.
We have, but the players haven't really had an A to use it.
And
when they did have A's, there were better moves elsewhere. So, of course, here...
we just haven't mentioned it, and I was like...
We haven't mentioned it in a while.
No, we just haven't mentioned it. I don't remember it being mentioned.
Oh, no, I mentioned it.
Sure you didn't.
So, Orlet could play a word here like Furain, or Fuane, depending on...
Does that take any hooks?
It takes an S. Oh. But Orlet decides he'd much rather keep a balanced rack. And he plays off for 31. Now, Graham here can decide to seriously insult Orlet by calling him a biatch. Orlet, you biatch. No. Good job you couldn't see that. Good job you can't see this. Tash is laughing. We're not going to describe what just happened. Nope. But,
or if he wants to be nice, he can play batch.
Or he could play a variant spelling of biatch. He could play biatch instead. Everyone's a biatch nowadays. Including me.
Especially her.
She says especially me.
Yeah,
the only 8 is batching onto a G, and I can't see a G anywhere. Apart from up there. With glider up here.
Yeah, no.
So, obviously the scoring on this board is basically with a vowel. I mean, biatch does go nicely down here for 42. I don't think Graham is quite with it with the slang of our generation. So he probably doesn't know a word like biatch, but at the same time it was a bit better to keep the I.
But then he's got otarine.
Yeah, all it has otarine and notaire. We're learning our otarine word tag. He plays deration for 80. So go all it. He's now got a 73-point lead, and Graham does not have a bonus. He has a load of 8s, but I don't see a D, L, P, R, G, M, S, or Z anywhere in the open. To be honest, the only float is an H and a bonus ending in N, and that's just not.
Or starting with T.
Or starting with T.
Centroid.
I'm not sure whether the players know this, but batch also takes an A.
Batcha.
Like, that probably is to do with batchacha.
That's it. I will look it up again. Hello.
We're saying hi because our dad's here. Hello, Dad. Oh, did I forget that? Sorry. This is how you spell Bacha-cha. You're probably looking at me thinking that is a ridiculous word. That's how you spell Bacha-cha.
Okay.
Bacha-cha.
Okay.
You could also have it without this.
Oh no, that's horrible. I'm not repeating that.
Tash is not repeating what a Bacha-cha is.
No, I know Bacha. Just Bacha. Look at that.
Yeah. We're not going to define that. We've got nice viewers that don't want to hear about this madness.
If you are curious, then.
So something happened. Graham played Poa for 18, and Orlet has plunked down Washery for a
whopping 122.
Yeah, so I was trying to find the words to say that. Buck, of course, is one of the few words ending in H that takes an S.
Right.
And now Graham is staring at a 177-point deficit with 10 tiles remaining. And he's probably thinking that the game is all but over now.
And the match.
Yes, the game and the best of 3 matches virtually over. He does have teaming on his rec, Tenning,
except it does not go anywhere.
Yes, and clanking has been blocked as well. So this clanking hook has always been available. So Graham definitely is just.
He's decided to play Gent.
So he's decided to open up the left-hand side of the board somewhat. He's thinking he definitely needs a 9-timer here. Unfortunately for him, all it is just going to block it.
More than likely.
I see him playing something like Jigs.
Yeah, Jigs.
Just to...
Yeah.
There we go.
Just to block it.
Now, I don't know about you, but I don't think this rack would have made a 9-timer.
It's a close one, isn't it?
Yeah.
Just unlucky there with 1 or 2 letters.
Oh, yeah. And all it has now surpassed the 500-point mark.
Good for him.
Boom. This means he's averaged 500 points over both games because he scored 491 in the first game.
Oh, cool.
Graham plays Oni for 18. I believe that's the Scottish word for Oni.
Should I?
No, I'm pretty sure that definition is right for a change. And we see Graham's finally picked up the blank. Too little, too late.
Yeah, just a little bit.
All it basically just needs to sort of play out.
Yeah.
Well, play out slowly or however fast
quickly,
he wants.
Or he's almost 200 ahead. He's got this.
He won't even. The only way he can lose the game is if his computer crashes.
Yeah.
With like the blue screen of death or something, and he can't finish the game. And
so he just kicks him off.
Watch commentators curse right here. I'm really sorry, Orla. If this happens, I'm going to have to apologise to you somehow.
She's going to have to leave.
Yeah. I'm going to have to permanently retire from commentating if that does happen. So, Orla plays Vug for 13. So Graham is now officially exactly 200 points behind. There's no 6s on his rack. A load of 7s that'd be possible to play out with, but there's just nothing. So, I assume that Orlet has left the 2-move play out on his rack. I mean, I'm a bit tired to think right now. I can't really be bothered. I'm looking forward to going to bed before midnight. I thought this game might last a bit longer.
Well, it's 7 to midnight. By the time you sort yourself out, turn your laptop off, it will be midnight. It will be past midnight. Sorry to burst a bubble.
My bubble's been burst. Bursted. So,
at this point, I would just be like, yeah, I'm just gonna do whatever.
There are some.
I would just like play as many tiles as I can, get that game over as quickly as possible, and move on with my life.
Yeah. Some players like me and Tash don't really want to think too hard about games like this. I mean, if we've lost, we've lost. Yeah. Like, sometimes you can't do anything about the spread, and because spread isn't important at the moment. Graham's definitely lost again. We just want to plonk tiles down and just be like, yeah,
just leave. Because
So-
we don't need to be reminded of our heavy loss.
No.
And I'm sure Graham doesn't either.
Probably not. So, all it has trip and ripped on his rack. Oh dear. Was that happening? Java is ready to be updated. Oh, fine. Fine!
Oh, we've got one viewer.
Yeah, well, this isn't really accurate for the number of viewers I found.
Oh.
But that just means that at least somebody is watching. So, yay! Somebody is watching.
Have you ever thought that's just you?
No, it's not just me, because sometimes it says 0.
Hello, viewer.
So, all that plays this lovely word that I've never seen before, piñata. Piñata. Sounds a bit like a piñata.
Pinetta?
Pineta. I don't know what it means, it doesn't take an S. Oh, it's the plural of pinetum. A pinetum.
Okay.
Pinetum. Pinetum. Pinetum.
That's a nice 7-letter word.
Yes, and Graham goes out with ice.
Ice.
Lovely
Ice,
cool mood.
baby.
And we've noticed that Orlet has not played any bad words. He's not played any disgusting words.
I thought you meant like non-words.
Well, he's not played any non-words either, but he's also not been disgusting. So well done to Orlet for not being disgusting.
It's probably because I'm here.
Yeah, he was probably really, really worried about that.
I thought you were going to go click on...
Right. So, here we are going to congratulate Orlet. Oh wait, sound's off.
Maybe.
There we go. Congratulations, Orlet, for getting through to the quarterfinals of
Do we know who he'll play?
virtuals. These are the standings. He will play the winner of Evan Borofsky, who's a Canadian living in America, and Brian Bowman. And that's the flag of Kazakhstan, but I'm fairly sure he's not a Kazakhstani. Orlet's just told me, whoops, he totally lucked out. Yes, you did, Orlet. You definitely lucked out. So, I guess now we will head off to bed.
Because it is 4 minutes to midnight.
And my laptop is running out of battery. Slowly. I've not plugged it in.
Oh,
So, I hope you enjoyed this match. I tried not to mess up the screens.
Like you did yesterday.
Like I did yesterday. If you want this put online, like on YouTube, let me know. And I'll stick it on YouTube for you guys.
You could do that?
Yes, I can do that. But I'm
Okay.
saving this locally on my laptop.
Cool.
So have a good evening, guys, and we will see you hopefully when the next game is commentated. I believe there's one on the 23rd at sometime like 7 PM, I think. Just double check Zach's tournament page to see when the next one is.
Alright.
Night, guys.
Bye.